Christian from Northeast 360. We're out here in the snow. It's starting to snow. 30-something degree weather. And I did this hike with my boys on and hike went well. We're doing it again because the GoPro the stabilization failed somehow. We just took it out again. I thought it was my selfie stick wasn't we had a short selfie stick on and we just couldn't keep up with the shaking as we walked. But not true, because I just bought a whole new system and hooked my GoPro up to it, and it's trash. So I guess at some point I'm gonna try and buy a new camera. But we're out here. I'll switch my view. We're out here in this beautiful, wonderful wasteland, and we're going to talk about a few things. One, that I have a new product, a new bag. I switched out from my old Get Home bag to a much larger bag. I have a what they call a overland bag from Vertex. Hey Mally, you want to just show the backpack on my back? Sure. That's the backpack. Still running a lot of the stuff that's in it, but the reason for the bigger bag is times are changing and people are getting weird. Government. Sorry about that. My thumb shut it off. People are getting weird. Governments are getting weird. It's interesting. So a few things, everyone I talked to, even a fellow prepper recently at a family gathering, we get a chance to talk, and everybody gets a chance to talk, and even everyone comes to this conclusion of something's coming, whether it's war or famine or what is that comment, 3-eye Atlas? It's a spaceship with Rosie O'Donnell in it, and she's gonna come down and eat the earth. Who the hell knows, man? I've heard so many different preppers talk about all kinds of stuff, but we're out here rucking, and the original video was we're rucking because people are soft. We're all very, very soft. On that day before we went out and rucked with me and my two sons, we watched the movie The Patriot because it was Veterans Day. I'm like, all right, grab your gear, throw on your packs. My son's pack, I'll show you it, used to be my pack for bug out. Not a get home necessarily, but these days the bug out bag is gonna do multi-rolls, and my youngest now has my old get home bag, so his is a uni gear, which is like an Everstock kind of clone bag with some upgrades, because it used to be on me and I'm a big guy. The waist belts never really fit, but we did some massaging and he's got a cool waist belt. It's on your hips now, right? It feels better? Yeah. So with us, our bags right now are about 50 pounds worth of gear in it, which has all the things, shelter, provisions, MREs. The boys have MREs in their bags. I have 2 MREs and freeze-dried food and emergency bars. I also have about a gallon of water with me as well on my back, along with other things. We will do a breakdown of what I'm carrying now in my bag at a later thing, and I'll probably use my son's bag as an example, because there are things on his bag that I like better than this $300 bag. Okay, there are some things on this new bag that I'm carrying that just a pain in the A, and it makes you wonder, why Vertex, where you're such a great company for all your other bags, why did you do this? Namely, the water bottle pockets. You have two small pockets behind them, and if you put a water bottle in it, those pockets become completely useless. So I even got the missus out with me. She didn't want to be on camera, but anyways, we're out here. We're gonna do the exact same hike that we did on Veterans Day, and it will come to about 3 miles, maybe 3.5. And for me, it's, if I can do 3.5 miles and I'm not gassed, I can probably do the standard 8 miles a day if I have to get home. But tell me it's not an awesome place to ruck or take a hike. Nothing like it here. Now, the paths aren't that steep or rocky or terrained. Basically, it's a lot of mountain biking on this path that happens, but it does take you through some scenic stuff. So as we talk now, and that's primarily what you're gonna get here, is it's a talk and some woods knowledge is what I like to call it. You know, I take these trips to teach my family how to do certain things, stuff that when I was a kid I was taught, never really understood why. But you know, have there been people where you are? Is there signs of travel? All these different things, and we make a learning thing about it. And when we do really long ones, we'll bring MREs, we'll eat, we'll do all that stuff. Now, the reason why we did it in the beginning is because, like I said, the world's getting funkier and funkier, and you have such a divide that is going on these days with everything. Turn the camera and tilt it. You have governments overreaching. You have people screaming and yelling, "We'll succeed," from the government, and you have preppers all putting their 2 cents in. You know, we're not going to have any kind of justice for the Epstein files. Sure, should there be? Absolutely. Do I think if it was ever truly dealt with the way people like me and others would want it dealt with, you wouldn't have anybody left in the damn government? Because I think that's how far situations like that reach. People are compromised one way or another. You have senators now that are leaving office effective immediately. You have firefighter, like the commanding, I don't know what you call them, but the top fire guy in New York, when Mondani got elected, instantly quit, effective immediately. Police unions are like, we're gonna have sick calls because we don't trust them. Well, then why did he get voted in? Why? Because he lies well. And that's essentially how most politicians get voted into office. They lie well. Look at Trump. To me, Trump was always the lesser of two evils, right? I support the Second Amendment. Instantly, DOJ, excuse me, ATF and everybody else are, well, no, we can't let that go away. Why? Too much money in it. Too much money in it. And that's what it always comes down to. Nations thrive until they don't. Now, I don't know. You can switch to any prepper channel, and they're all about Civil War 2.0, World War 3, all these big fucking things. Need to know immediately. Take a step back. Try and find people that are still showing how to prepare, not, hey, the world's gonna end, you should have prepped. If the world's gonna end, 3I Atlas is gonna hit the earth. Doesn't matter how much you prep. It really doesn't. And hear me now, it means nothing. You cannot prep for that. And if the grace of God, you live, and your family lives, no amount of prep is gonna save you. You better get right with the Father, because He's the only one that's gonna protect you. He's gonna provide for you. And you're gonna use the skills that He gave you to do that. It's not like He's gonna reach down and hand you food. You're gonna need skill. Take classes. But get out and hike. And the big thing is, people don't realize when that second Civil War is gonna happen, I'm gonna get my gun and we're gonna do this. No, you're not. You're not ready for this. You want to see what Civil War looks like? Walk down Mass and Cass. Yeah, that will be everywhere. That kind of people, desperate people, will be everywhere. Death for us, fighting for us as a nation, hasn't been on American soil since the Civil War. It's always been a far off place. Everyone's seen just video clips. This is nice. Let me go here. Everyone's seen video clips of war from afar. Ukraine. Boats being blown up for Venezuela. That's a whole nother story. Right? Of weird. How this world is getting weird. But not a single person. And I guarantee you can look at some of the hardest preppers, man. Hardest preppers. I follow Bear Independent. He does daily briefs. S6 does their daily briefs, and they're excellent. They're quick, to the point. And it gives you an accurate profile of what's coming and what's happening. But you also got to look at your locality. What's going on in your state? What's going on in your city? As indicators. You know, every nation that went into violent war and draconian government has at one point disarmed their people. Well, don't tell me Massachusetts isn't trying to disarm their people every freaking way possible. It's because they're afraid they won't be able to control society when it gets bad. Now, back to war in the streets. You know, everyone can talk a game. I'm going to go to my bug out place. Great. How are you going to get there? Because I guarantee all hell erupts, your travel is not going to be more than 5 miles a day, and you're going to be hiding most of it. Yep. You're going to be walking through the woods to get to wherever you are, because it won't be safe. Major roads won't be safe. Everything from military checkpoints to, look at Tennessee, where the people came together and made blockades against the government because they were taking the resources that were brought there by good people. Because, oh no, it has to come to us and then we'll dish it out to you. Do you know why they did that? This is no bullshit. You know why FEMA was taking all the food, taking all the stuff? Because they didn't have any to give out. FEMA is not there to save you. FEMA is there to reinstall continuity of government so that they can keep tabs on you. And some of those FEMA guys got their shit handed to them when they tried to take food in Tennessee. So, things like that. We got weather, all that. You can prep for almost everything, but can you prep for your children seeing dead people in your yard? Dead people in the street? Because that's what civil war is. And most people are not hard enough. Not even physically, like physically fit. I'm not. That's why I'm out here. My kids are getting there. But if you don't go out and do hard things, when hard things come, you're gonna fold. And that's just mental death. You're mentally dead. I have a different background, all right? Not a war fighter. I am in law enforcement, loosely. Like, there's still law enforcement that sees a hell of a lot more than I do. But I say mass and cast because I've done details there. I've had people OD, and I've been sitting there pumping their chest trying to keep them alive or get them back. Last detail I did was at a Home Depot and OD'd on fentanyl. And I'm sitting here trying to keep a 20-year-old man alive. That is what I'm talking about. And I am now out of Narcan. So if I get it on me, I'm going too. Did the kid live? No, he didn't. And I get to live with that for the rest of my life. And that is not the only one. So, I know a little bit about death. I know a lot about death. And it sucks. But the majority of people out there do not understand what that is like. And if you don't do some hard shit and get your brain functioning in the hardest parts of conditioning, that's why the military does what they do. I do know that the consensus is, even with local people I talk to, people in my gun club, everything, everybody knows there's something coming. We just don't know what it is or when it's going to happen. So every minute counts. So on this video, I know I sound out of breath and some people hate that, but I'm fat, working on it. I have officially lost 26 pounds and we're going to keep going. I got my oldest here pushing my old ass every day, yet I have better gains than him. I don't know what that is. I have bigger muscles than you. You may be able to outrun me, but you still can't outfight me. But we're coming up to my favorite thing. I even said it in the last video. Sorry if it's shaky. Like I said, I got no control about it. You can blame Samsung for this one. But I love this trail for this. It's got a little built-in lean-to. I guess there used to be like water management here for where I am. This is one of the old water shacks. But, you know, we're preparing as a family. Like, my son goes to an agricultural school, and he is sponging up every bit. I grew up and going on the weekends to New Hampshire to land that my uncle had. And we'd build stuff and hike and go through the woods. Even hunt. So, I love this one part. I just think that whoever did that was cool. That's some cool street art, man. But yeah, we're coming up on the drinking site for the teenagers. But do something hard. Get your pack on. Make sure you can walk a mile and a half. Then make it 3. Then make it 5. Now, do you have to walk 5 miles every week in one shot? No. But every little bit helps. Every little bit keeps you going. Know, hey, can I put 50 pounds on my back? Can I walk out in the cold? Can I go through flurries? Do I have the gear to keep me warm? And you can do it in small parks or big parks. Or like, we could climb Blue Hills tomorrow, you know? Just to make sure that we can be in that, you know, non-violent, hostile environment is what I like to call it, right? If I were to break my leg right now, which, by the way, across the way is the park that I used to go to, that I broke my leg and had to make it a mile and a half back to my vehicle because I wasn't going to have EMS try and find me in the woods. Yeah, there's people doing something. But there's ducks too, and there's otters, and there's beavers here. It's pretty cool. And there's other people YouTubing here, but you know, people have made lean-tos, and I'll show you those. We'll probably end there, the video, but I'm gonna put links, and if I have time, I will make certain links. Hey, intel, here you go. Hey, people to follow, here you go. You don't know how to use your medical equipment proficiently, here's Refuge Medical. They have free links to show you YouTube videos of how to use your gear. If you buy a kit from them, they give you a link. You hit that link and boom, here's how to pack a wound. Here's how to use a tourniquet. All of those things. And you know what? He's a good guy. He has a couple of ministries. I follow him for multiple things, including religious stuff. But you can pick what you want from it. But his trauma stuff is unmatched in training. Even just the virtual stuff. You can buy a kit from him for, you know, a pocket kit. I got one, hold on. Here, grab that pocket kit out of my back pocket. Alright, this is a slick kit. Sexy legs and khakis. Fit everything you need to stop a bleed or stop a gunshot wound or a puncture to the pleural space in a package. I think they're like, I got my first one for like $70. Now they're like 120 because, you know, wars make things like this hard to get. Shove that back in my back pocket. Fits in the back pocket of your jeans. I have on me directly a thing called a pocket organizer. I put my flashlight, spare batteries, and a soft tee. So I got my tourniquet in my other back pocket. When I bought these things, they gave me a little card. Click, see how to use what you just bought. It's cool.
I watched it.
Yep, it's very cool. Now, it's great to watch that video and see what you bought and how to use it, but use it. You buy a tourniquet, buy a trainer. By the way, blue trainers, like a Gen 7 tourniquet blue trainer, is a regular tourniquet too. So you're buying one to play around with. You keep one fresh for when it needs to be used. Learn to stage it and put it on. Then take your pulse in that area and make sure the pulse has stopped. Then you know you've done it right, because many of people have put tourniquets on and not tightened them properly, or used them properly and they still die. Don't be that guy. You know, like that saying, you're not that guy. Well, you don't want to be that guy. Learn all kinds of stuff. Learn to garden. Get 3 big pots. Put them out. Next summer, if we're up in the Northeast, or if you're down south, do it now. Florida, you can grow all year round pretty much. Grow some tomatoes. Make sauce, put it in cans. Buy a bunch of pasta. Hey, you got several days worth of food in an instant. I like this because we got some hill-ish stuff here. You get a little bit in your back. Oh, yeah. 50 pounds. Here we go. There's a little blind here, like a, hunter's blind. But, like I said, I'm going to leave links. Gear links. Info links. And, use them. Okay? So, we're going to we're going to do 3.5 miles today. Last time we were here, it was cooler because we had beavers building a dam in front of us, and we had otters fishing. But it's colder. But there's the blind, the hunting blind. We didn't build that, so. But a lot of bird watching happens here because they call this the Blue Crane Trail. And it is just gorgeous. And we're going to do this while it snow squalls. And when we leave here, it'll be nighttime. Because it's northeast and it gets dark fast. And it's going to get colder by like 20 or 30 degrees. And we're going to have headlamps on. As you can see, my son has his on. My youngest has his on. My wife has hers in her carry pack. And we're going to climb this hill ridge, and we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff, and we're going to get home safe. But we're going to go do the hard stuff now so that we're ready for the hard stuff when it happens. And to leave it on one little last thing, the Civil War didn't happen overnight. There's signs, indicators, and a lot of those signs and indicators are happening now. And I don't mean racism, I don't mean anything. A lot of people think the Civil War was started over racism, but it was started just like the Revolutionary War. Money. All over money. Civil War, we wanted to go to banknotes as primary instead of silver and gold coins to pay for stuff. And a lot of people didn't like that. And was it also, once again, just like the Revolutionary War, the northern states wanted to abolish slavery? Yep, that too. We wanted people paid for their work, not forced to do it. There was a whole lot of complex things that started the Civil War. And what do we have now? We got a whole bunch of complex shit that's going on. So be prepared. So this is Christian from Northeast 360. This beautiful park. Rucking with 50 pounds on my back. On my kids' backs. I'm going to finish doing this stuff hard and quick. And there'll be more videos to come. I'll do my backpack, show you what's in it now. and just keep my mantra, keep moving forward. It's Christian from Northeast 360. Click the like button, comment. I don't read a lot of comments, but I do scan it, and if I can help, I will. Like, subscribe, share with the public.
So we're going to end here with some photos. Cue montage.